Hey my scrappy friends, welcome to my channel today. Today I have got a share for the Traci Reed Designs design team using the beautiful Filled with Intention collection. Say that 3 times fast. And you can see what I've got here. I'm working on a grid style layout using 3x4 cards and these 2 photos of my boys. These were actually taken last year, the start of school last year. I'm working on some white cardstock. And you saw that I had kind of penciled in where my little stacks of those 3x4 cards were going. It is, after all, a me page, so I have to make a little bit of a mess at least. So I'm coming in with some stamping to start with. I'm using my Versa Fine black ink. And this fun stamp. I like the idea of the grid, but then with the butterflies it leaves more organic natural lines rather than straight lines, so that's why I picked that one. Next I'm going to add some splatters. I'm using Black India ink. This stuff is amazing, I love it. I'm on the hunt for some more black and white, so I'm going to add a little bit of water just to make it a little bit more loose, and add some splatters all over my background. And then I'm going to do what? So I think I'm going to pop my photos up on some foam, give them a little bit of dimension. I do want those to stand out. And I think I mount them on tissue paper, I'm not sure. So you can see I'm just getting my stacks going here again. There's 3 layers for each one. And I realized at this point that my photos are a little bit smaller, so I want all of the top cards on my stack to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go through and do that and not make you watch it all, because it is not that exciting. I did find that for a lot of them I had to chop a little bit off each side because the design is centered, but I've done that now. I'm just looking to add a couple of extra patterns. I think I didn't like that there was pink and pink next to each other on the bottom layer there, so I'm just going to change a couple of cards out. But I went ahead and printed all of the 3x4, 6x4 Traveller's Notebook papers for this particular collection. I love it. It's so fun. I love the colours in it. I love the sentiments in it. Yeah, that one, you are the most valuable investment that you will ever make. I love it. So I decided I wanted to add some ink to all the edges of all of my papers, which I've done. I've also stuck them all together and laid them back out on my page. I'm like, this is looking a bit boring, a bit flat. And so I decided I was going to go with some more mixed media. I've pulled out Distress Oxide in Prize Ribbon, and this stencil I got from Uniquely Creative. I like the idea of the letters. It is a first day of school page. So I'm just going to add a few pops of colour here and there, just using my pencil lines as a guide. And I'm trying not to have it so that the straight edge is really obvious where it's visible. So I'm just laying these back out, trying to get an idea of where I want to do some stenciling. Lay it down along here. So I'm just going to add that to a few places on my background. And I realised that I've got a straight line in between those 2 photos, so easy fix. There we go. I think I need some more down the bottom. So I'm just going to add a few more little bits of this Prize Ribbon ink. Kind of thought that I would do a almost matching corner, top and bottom, left and right, and then I add a bit more blue over here, and that's me done with the blue. Then decided I wanted to bring in something else. Oh, that's not me done with the blue, I lied. That's me done with the blue. And then I'm going to bring in some yellow. This is, I can't remember, but I've got a star stencil here. I'm just adding that in, I think 3 places. I don't add much. A fair bit of this actually gets covered up too, but that's okay. There we go. And splatters. Of course I need splatters. I couldn't get this to work properly for me, so you get to watch me struggle for a bit. So you can see I've smushed my ink pad onto that packaging. I'm like, where are my splatters? This isn't working. So straight onto my glass mat, add some water. And I'm like, I'm still not getting splatters, so what's going on here? Okay, fine, I will smush more ink. Who else does this? I don't know what was wrong with me this night. I think it was the size of the paintbrush maybe, but I didn't want big splatters. I just wanted some little ones. I think maybe my paintbrush didn't have enough water on it. I don't know. But you can see I'm just continuing to add more and more. I'm like, what is going on here? And then, I don't know where I got the idea to do this from, but I get my packaging and I'm going to kind of wipe it up a little bit. And you'll see that I get a much better puddle of colour, and I'm much happier with the splatters I get. You can see that I've spread that all over my glass mat. This is why I've always got ink and paint all over my hands. There we go. I'm like, that worked really well. So now I'm getting some proper splatters. Yay. I think that's all I add. Clean up a bit. Don't make you watch all of this, because it's not fun cleaning, let alone watching someone clean. Do I add yellow? No, but I dried those off. And I wanted to add something that wasn't paper. So I've pulled out some of this gauze, and I'm going to add that behind my 2 photos. Like I said, I wanted to make sure those photos weren't lost. There's a lot of pattern, a lot of colour going on here, which is why I've gone for a white, predominantly white background as well. I'm using my ATG and also Scotch tacky glue to stick things down. I want to make sure everything stays. Fussing with that gauze, because why not? Sorry for my big head. I'm going to start with sticking my 2 photos down, get those in the right place, and then kind of go outwards from there. I undenied with if I was going to add an extra title, and then I kind of went, I've got like all of those cards except for the photos. I've got lots of words on them, so I'll just pick one of those and go with that as my title. This progress card where perfection is crossed out, we always say to our boys, we don't care if they fail every subject if they can tell us honestly that they have put 100% into what they're doing. And my eldest, with all of the stuff he has going on, we're always focusing on how far he has come rather than how far he might be behind or how hard it is or anything like that. So I really, that one really spoke to me as well. I wanted to add a little bit of something, so I've got the Traveller's Notebook signature here, this rainbow stripe one, because it's me. I've cut off about 1 inch, well, 2 1-inch strips, and I'm going to stick that to the top and the bottom. And yes, I did just randomly hack out some of my white cardstock there. I'm going to do the same thing at the top. I like the little bit of extra it adds, just a little bit of difference. Like it's unexpected almost. I don't know what I'd lost here. I think I'm looking for my scissors that are, oh no, my pencil. So I marked the lines on here where I wanted to cut. I distressed the edge, and then I'm like, I've cut too much off. It's pretty funny. So I'm going to basically, one of the corners doesn't get stuck down. I'm going to chop that off and use surgery to put it so it's the right length, and no one would ever know, so don't tell anyone. I did add a couple of extra little embellishments, just a couple of stars. I've added my journaling, obviously off camera as well. But this is almost exactly how the page finishes. Like I said, I do add a couple of stars, and I think that's just about it. I'm looking at the layout now. Yeah, so there's just a couple of stars next to the two photos. And other than that, my page is done. This was a super fun collection to work with. I'm looking forward to scrapping some more photos that were in the lead up to the start of school last year. Make sure you check out this beautiful new collection in the store. I'll make sure I link that. Thank you ever so much for stopping by. I'm hoping, again, I've said this a million times, to get my stuff sorted. Hopefully I'll have more content for you soon. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in my next video.